We've got some leaks, boys. If you remember back in 2019, Kanye dropped his album Jesus is King, which was kind of a gospel follow-up to Kids See Ghosts and Yay, both of which were very much not gospel albums. And a lot of people really enjoyed it. A lot of people loved it. And then I just kind of thought it was okay. To be fair, I did more expect a gospel influenced album, so like more hip hop oriented, but with like gospel aspects, kind of like his older stuff. But you know that's whatever. Because then when we got that post with Kanye and Dr. Dre saying "Ye and Dre, Jesus the King Part 2 coming soon," I was really excited because maybe this was going to be more along the lines of what I expected. Or if anything, it would just be like what we got with Jesus King, but more Dr. Dre production, which is always an enjoyable experience, I feel. Well, it's been about 4 years since then, and we just got a whole lot of leaks, which a lot of them are just kind of random tracks here and there. There's a Jesus King documentary, like a different cut of it. But the thing that everyone's been looking at and the thing that everyone's been drawn to is the full version of Jesus King with Dr. Dre's production, or at least the like a more complete version. I don't think we've gotten a complete version. We've gotten individual songs here and there since then, but yeah, this is actually in an album. Now, first things first, I don't know if this was meant to be an actual leak in terms, or like an actual cut of the album, or if it's just something that the leakers put together and labeled as Jesus King 2. But we got it. We got 10 songs. Now with this album, or this version of the album, it's mostly just remixes of songs on Jesus is King. So what I mean by that is, out of these 10 songs, about 9 of them are just remixes, and they're not just remixes with Dr. Dre production. That kind of simplifies it a little bit too much. A lot of them are remixes with new verses or different features. So like I said, we do get new production on every track, and the tracks that we get new verses from Kanye on are Water and Closed on Sunday. Closed on Sunday also gets a Anderson .Paak feature, which kind of makes me wish he was on the album itself, because he really fit on this feature. So I feel like he would do well with Kanye West. And then we also got a new feature on Hands On from Travis Scott, which I thought was pretty cool. We did, like I said, we got 9 remixes and 1 new song. The 1 new song that we did get was LA Monster, which features A$AP Ferg. And I thought that was a pretty solid song. A lot of people have been waiting for this one in particular, I think. So that's kind of why I feel like it might not be like a full, like actual album cut, and maybe it's just something that the leakers put together, but whatever. Aside from those songs that were leaked, we did also get what I think is one of the best songs from these leaks, at least as far as the Jesus King leaks are concerned, is Blood of the Lambs featuring Pusha T, which has a really long intro from Donda West. But I thought that was a pretty solid song, production-wise especially. Now, with all this said, I think this version of the album, this leak of the album, is okay. Personally, I did not expect to get mostly remixes. I mean, we did get, what was it? Uses Gospel. Like, we knew that was coming, no matter what. And we did get an official version of that on the Khaled album. So, you don't have to even touch that. We already knew that was going to sound like that. And that it was more or less a remix. But I didn't expect to see an album mostly of remixes. To me, that kind of diminishes having Dr. Dre included. It's just kind of like, okay, well, why did you bring him here if he's just going to remix songs? Personally, I'm not usually a big fan of remixes in terms of production remixes. If it's a remix where there's another verse and it's like kind of carries on the same thing, sure, totally, whatever. Production remixes to me are just kind of, I'm like, I get too used to the original version usually. But regardless, like I said, I did not anticipate it being mostly remixes. I do appreciate that we got a few extra verses, and I do also really like that the intro is kind of a mashup of the first two songs on Jesus King, and I do like how it sounds a little bit better here. I mean, as somebody who hasn't really listened to Jesus King as much as Kanye's other works, that was a nice intro. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Yeezus era, but regardless, overall, like I said, I more expected to get songs like LA Monster or Blood of the Lamb rather than a bunch of remixes. But I guess we got what we got. And given the attention that it's getting, I think people are pretty content with it. But with all that said, let me know in the comments below what you think of these leaks. I assume you've heard these leaks by now. If you haven't, you can totally find them online. I heard it's on r/Through the Wire, something like that. But yeah, check it out if you haven't. If you have any interest, I guess, go for it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any other leaks that I should check out. I normally don't talk about leaks on here, but this was a big enough one that I thought it warranted it. And yeah, while you're down there, like, subscribe, do all that stuff to see more rambling content like this. And thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.